Hi. Day 4 was an interesting day. It was a good 60-mile ride, and as you look at the topography, it was up a really steep hill, down a really steep hill, and then a long uphill. Now, uphills that shallow aren't hard. You can barely, and for over that distance, you can barely even tell that they're uphill. But when you're riding, that adds up over time, and even though it's not really uphill, it really is uphill, and over 45 miles it gets to you a little bit, particularly when you're riding a 67-pound bike. So started off in Canon City, of course, and went by the prison where my friend Nate should be staying, and then rode by a statue of one of my relatives. At least according to my daughters, that is one of my relatives. Followed the Arkansas River for quite a ways, and once I got into that straightaway there, I could see the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, which could be the most magnificent range in Colorado. It's impressive. I get to ride down the back side of them, and I'm pretty darn excited about that. And so that was really motivating, and really enjoyed that. Saw some rafters on the Arkansas River, and the river is up here on the right. Right there. This is pretty nice country. That's it. Got hungry and stopped at a mini gas station slash cafe that had really good sandwiches, and relaxed there in the shade. There aren't a lot of benches on the ride I took to stop and rest, but that was nice. And of course I had to have an ice cream bar. That is a requirement by law. Yep. When I turned right and started heading towards Salida, the biggest problem my whole trip was I had a blister, and it was right on my butt. And imagine a blister that you're rubbing constantly over and over. It was so painful. And pain's an amazing thing, because it can, it's just one little tiny spot that hurts, and it has an effect on your whole ride and your whole attitude. But I still had a good attitude. I knew it was just part of the game when you sit on a piece of concrete or a granite for that many miles. But it was really starting to hurt, and so along the way, I actually called a bicycle shop to find a bicycle shop in Salida, and there was one. And by the time I got there, they knew I was coming, and the guy said, "I know what you need." He said, "Number one, you need to not wear your underwear because it rubs against your skin, and that's what causes blisters. And number two, you need to use something called chamois butter that bicyclists use, and it kind of makes it so it doesn't rub on the skin, so it kind of slides over the top of it." And that did help. It still hurt. I still had hundreds of miles to go with a hurt butt, but I thought I was going to be okay. Some of the scenery in the road down to where I turned up to go to Salida, looking at the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, it was just incredible. The scenery was unbelievable. So, but I was getting tired that day. I didn't quite have it in me. I stopped. Now and then when you see a store, even if you have water, you stop because you want something cold. It makes a really big difference in how you feel. So I stopped, and there was a store, and he wasn't allowing anyone in the store, but he had a little window cut open. And actually, it was in the city where the sign is located. So I said, "Well, do you have any like Gatorade or cold water?" And he goes, "No, all I've got is coconut water." I hate coconut water. It's disgusting. I don't know what it is. I love coconut, but not coconut water. So I took it. It was cold. I drank half of it. I couldn't drink any more of it. I felt bad. But when I did get into Salida, I went to the bike shop first, got the chamois butter, went to my hotel room, kind of got unpacked and everything, and realized that my hotel wasn't in the downtown area. And so I had to ride back a mile with none of my stuff on and have dinner. So I parked it right. I ate outside and parked my bike right beside where I was eating, and that was really handy. And then went back to the hotel, and that was about it for that day. The people at the bike shop were nice. I made it through day 4. A little bit of a milestone for me, and had a good time. After a huge hill climb, I get to go down. Beautiful here. And a nice wide shoulder. Everyone in life should have a nice wide shoulder. Oh man, look at this ahead. This is stunning. Wow. Everybody got time for this.